Okay, it's recording.
Okay. Let's get on the quiz then.
Okay, so started. Okay. Let me know when you have yours up.
I'm getting there. I still have to do the evaluation.
Oh, that's easy though.
Yeah. Okay. Week 6. Okay, I'm here. I'm there.
Okay. So question 1 is, which of the following is the major prediction of the blank model? There is a positive correlation between risk and insurance coverage.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. Should we move on to question 2?
Yep. I mean, I'm good with. I'm pretty sure that's right. What we chose.
Okay. Which of the following is a major prediction of the Akerlofts model?
Oh, I remember this one, but I got it wrong because I confused it. I think it was.
Well, I know the right one.
Okay, yeah.
It's the adverse selection death spiral.
Yeah, I confused moral hazard and the adverse selection when I guess I don't know why I just didn't process it right, and I'm like, wait a second, I got that wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So
in a market with asymmetric information, the model predicts that one is bulk markups.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of the following would eliminate moral hazard from an insurance market?
Okay, so this one I chose on the individual quiz. I chose that it would be perfectly inelastic, and I got it wrong.
Wait, which one did you?
I chose perfectly inelastic.
I chose relatively elastic, I believe. But I got it wrong.
I think because isn't the
I might have been confused on what it was exactly like how it would apply. So, what were you gonna say?
I'm wondering if it's relatively elastic, but I honestly don't know.
Well, if I would eliminate more. Price elasticity, it's like of demand is like. Okay, so price elasticity of demand basically means like, what was it?
So if it's elastic, I'm pretty sure it means that people are really price sensitive. So if the price goes up, there's a dramatic change in demand, and if price goes down, there's also a dramatic change. And inelastic is where it's the opposite. There's not a lot of.
It isn't. Yeah, there's not much change. So basically, the price there won't be as much change. So I mean, kind of just going off like thought, and how you just defined it, because you're right. I would think it might be price elasticity of demand for healthcare is relatively inelastic.
Okay, I guess we'll just go with that.
I just kind of working through it. So, relatively inelastic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. So, which of the following is an example of moral hazard? Um, it's the one that insists on name brand prescriptions, right?
And sure.
Because he has the coverage, so it's simply because he has the coverage. If he didn't have it, then he wouldn't get it.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because moral hazards is just with insured. Yeah, because that means they're using more or taking using it more because they have it. Yeah, it would be that one.
Okay, so the next one is the same thing. So,
Um, I think this. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, okay. This one I think is the your neighbor waits till after home insurance coverage begins to buy a trampoline.
yeah, that's right.
I think that's the one I chose for that because I remember we had both of those. um. Okay, so now we're on question. I mean, that's
So,
everything, right? We don't do anything like you're not comfortable with, or
well, we have to have two questions. So maybe we can each ask each other a different question.
okay.
So maybe I'll ask you. Um, hmm. So do you want to explain to me why we have bulk markups? Like what's the reason for that?
To be perfectly honest, I'm not too sure on that one. Let me.
It's
Was that
on
in chapter 10?
yeah, page 186.
I can never get there. There we go. So it kind of says that bulk markups have to deal with. It's kind of like the higher prices are kind of like trying to negate adverse selection in the insurance market. Is that right? Is that what is that? I mean, that's how I'm understanding it.
Yeah, so bulk markups are higher per unit prices for larger purchases. So it's um they kind of, from what I understood, they associated it a lot to the life insurance stuff. And what else was it? The other one just said like the more that you buy, it's going to cost more
Yeah,
because they think it's kind of strange for you to buy so much of the certain product or insurance, so they charge you more.
yeah. So basically, they're kind of trying to use it to kind of control adverse selection. Kind of squeeze, right? Is that what it's used for?
I think so, because I think they're afraid that the buyer knows more about their health than they do. So when they buy that much coverage, they get a little antsy about it.
Yeah. So okay. So this way, so they basically have to kind of think whether the higher prices is worth it. The customer does. Okay, I see. Is that all that has to do with markups and the markups, or
I think so.
that's pretty straightforward then. Okay. And I was thinking on the how I guess my question would be how is monitoring and gatekeeping used to try to reduce moral hazard?
Okay. So let me look that one up because I'm not exactly sure.
I found that on page 212.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is where, so they try to, so moral hazard is basically where people use, okay, so let me try to think of how to word it. So for an example in the book, they tell about how before they let the patient have a more serious and more expensive procedure, such as the CT scan, in order to get coverage for that CT scan, the patient has to be seen by a primary care physician and see and that physician will determine if they actually even need that CT scan. And I think they just do the monitoring and gatekeeping so that they make sure that the patient isn't having costly procedures done just because they have the coverage for it. So they keep that barrier there so that they can avoid procedures that don't really need to be done.
Okay. So they kind of have to kind of like regulate when they can do them, kind of thing, like stopping before, like, oh, do you really need it? And then the doctor would be like, oh, you can go have it, basically.
Yeah, I guess so. They would have to have a referral.
Yeah. So instead of just being like, I can go anywhere, I have to go to my primary care doctor, and then they can kind of say, oh, you need to go here, and then they kind of have, yeah, like you said, the referral.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just writing all that down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So now we just have to write down each other's names. Delvin.
And you're sending it in, right?
Yeah, so mine is, I'll just type mine. Just Julie Brady.
Okay. Julie Brady. I guess that's it because we were okay with all the answers and we took down what we needed. Anything else?
No, I don't think so, other than good luck on the exam today.
Thanks. I was curious, like, should we write should we write an email to our teacher or like just I mean I don't want Mason to like fail because he's not coming, but maybe there's someone else that can be meet with him because I mean he's already missed twice with us, so
I don't know. I don't know if there's much that the teacher can do because he said that he's available these days and that's when we plan the meetings and he still doesn't show up. So
it's just kind of like we just kind of I guess we tried our best then to do it.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in his personal life, but it just seems like maybe he sees it as more important than this, which is a shame because his grade is going to suffer, but it seems like that's just what he's choosing right now.
Okay then hopefully we can see him next week, but okay then I guess I'm good to go. You're good?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm good.
well, thanks for meeting, and then we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.